Welcome to my channel. Most important facts about the human body. Human body contains over 200 different types of cells. The adult human body is made up of approximately 37.2 trillion cells. The heart pumps about 2000 gallons of blood each day. The strongest muscle in the human body is the masseter, which helps you to chew. Your nose can remember up to 50,000 different scents. If you stretched out all the blood vessels in your body, they would circle the earth about 2.5 times. The human brain is composed about 75% of water. The liver is the only organ that can regenerate itself. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. Humans shed about 600,000 particles of skin every hour. The human body can survive for weeks without food, but only a few days without water. Your taste buds have a lifespan of about 10 to 14 days. Your stomach digestive acids are strong enough to dissolve razor blades. The cornea of the eye is the only part of the body with no blood supply. It gets oxygen directly through the air. The strongest bone in your body is the femur, also called thigh bone. The smallest bone is the stapes bone in the ear. Your bones are composed of 31% water. We use 200 muscles to take one step. The human eye can distinguish about 10 million different colors. Fingernails grow nearly 4 times faster than toenails. We have a unique fingerprint, tongue print, and even ear print. Your stomach digestive acids are strong enough to dissolve razor blades. Humans have fewer bones at birth, approximately 270, than in adult 206, because some bones fuse together as we grow. Babies are born with kneecaps made of cartilage. They don't become fully bony until around age 3. The human body has enough iron to make a 3-inch nail. Our brain generates about 20 watts of electric power when awake. The average person blinks about 15 to 20 times per minute. The average person will eat about 70,000 pounds of food in their lifetime. Our hair can hold a surprising amount of weight. Our bones are denser than concrete. Humans share 50% of their DNA with bananas. The human body produces about 1 to 1.5 quarts of saliva per day.
but now I'm seeing all the signs.
Our nose and ears continue growing throughout our entire life.
Can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you.
The average human will produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools in their lifetime.
I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be.
Our blood travels about 1200 miles per day within our body. The human body has more than 600 muscles.
Life lessons come one in a dozen.
The average person will spend 6 months of their life waiting for red light to turn green. Our skin renews itself about every 28 days. Babies have around 100 more bones than adults due to the presence of cartilage. Our bones are denser than concrete. Our ears never stop hearing even when we are sleeping. The human body loses about 4 kg of skin cells every year. Our heart beats about 100,000 times per day. Our body has enough carbon to fill 9,000 pencils. The human body has the ability to produce over 7,000 unique facial expressions. Our brain can process information as fast as 120 meters per second. The total length of all the blood vessels in an adult's body is approximately 100,000 kilometers. The average person's heart pumps about 70 to 80 beats per minute, but it can vary depending on activity and age. Our bones are constantly being broken down and rebuilt in a process called remodeling. The surface area of our lungs is about the size of a tennis court. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.